Everybody knows Susan B. Anthony. Her name is on coins, her quotes on posters. She's the face of women's suffrage in America. But what most folks don't know is the legacy they gave her is polished. The truth? It's more complicated and a whole lot less inclusive. Yeah, Susan B. Anthony was a major force in the fight for a woman's right to vote. She co-founded the National Women's Suffrage Association. She traveled the country, gave thousands of speeches, and was even arrested for voting in 1872. That part of her story is real, it's important, but it's not the full picture. Because while she was fighting for women, she wasn't fighting for all women. Once the Civil War ended and the country was debating the 15th Amendment, which gave Black men the right to vote, Susan B. Anthony and her longtime collaborator Elizabeth Cady Stanton, they were furious. Anthony argued that it was wrong to give the Black man the right to vote before the white woman. She said, and I quote, "I'll cut off this right arm of mine before I ever work or demand a ballot for a Negro, not for a woman." But let's be clear, woman, to her, meant white women, because Black women were never centered in her movement. And when Black suffragists tried to join, they were often sidelined, ignored, or just outright excluded. Anthony also aligned herself with openly racist white men who were against Black suffrage just to build political momentum for her cause. She believed that suffrage was a matter of civilization, and she didn't hide her belief that white women were more fit to vote than formerly enslaved people. That wasn't strategy, that was hierarchy, that was racism. And it set the tone for a movement that would go on to erase Black women, Indigenous women, and other women of color from the narrative completely. And here's the other thing they don't like to talk about. Susan B. Anthony, over time, focused more on power than liberation. She shifted her alliances depending on what got her closer to the vote. And when she finally started seeing real traction, she was willing to make room for white supremacy if it meant that white women got to the ballot box. Now, does that mean that her fight for suffrage didn't matter? No. It means her fight was selective. And the movement that followed her, it inherited that selectiveness like a blueprint. Even at the 1913 suffrage parade in D.C., which happened years after her death, Black women were told to march at the back because the foundation that Susan helped lay didn't include them. Susan B. Anthony changed history, but she also helped shape a movement that told Black women to wait their turn and never circled back. Her story isn't just about bravery. It's also about exclusion. It's about who gets to lead and who gets left behind. That's not tearing down history. That's telling the truth with the lights on.